Good morning, my fellow Michiganders. Good morning, my fellow Americans. Number one, holy cow, the responses that we got from all of you regarding the Stand Up Michigan, the Unlock Michigan Facebook group, and the petition drive that we have started, and everybody that signed up. We literally have thousands of people that sign up, so we have what's called momentum. So thank you, everybody who's decided to join this and get this done. If you haven't, in the description are the two places that you can go. If you haven't already, join our Facebook group, Stand Up Michigan, Unlock Michigan. And if you're not on Facebook, there is a web address that you can go to, which I think is unlockmichigan.com/standupmichigan. So make sure that you do those things because we have momentum, and our goal right now is to get this thing done in 60 days, and we are going to need all of your help. Now, number two, let's get the elephant out of the room. There was a video that went live last night, and there was some very hurtful things that were said about us and our organization and accusations. And so I have always told all of you from the beginning, I will be transparent and I'll always tell the truth. Okay, so let's go back and paint a story of what's happened from the very beginning with the Restore Freedom petition. So this came onto our plate in mid-May or in around that time. And at the time when this petition started, we weren't organized. If you remember, folks, we were just recovering from getting our butts kicked off of Facebook with the Michiganders Against Excessive Quarantine. We were trying to get our other platforms up and running. We just were not organized yet to support and back anything that was happening at that time. And we made that very clear to all the organizers at the Restore Freedom petition. So at the time, we said, we can't do it. We support you so much, in fact, that I signed the petition. And we have always said from the very get-go, from April 9th on, we've always said what? That we are going to repeal that 1945 law. That is what we've been living and breathing. And I've never bashed anybody that were doing any petitions. I never said anything hurtful or hateful to those people. I still support anybody that's going to hit this governor on all fronts. I want all the petitions, sign all the petitions. We've always said that. We've never said anything negative. So let's talk about what transpired. So mid-May, we weren't organized, and they started. And there's a lot of our volunteers that came to us and said, hey guys, since we're just kind of getting organized right now, would you mind if I go over and help support the Restore Freedom petition? And the leaders of Stand Up Michigan said, absolutely, go support them, because that ends at the end of June, and we'll be organized at that time to start our petition. And once that petition's over, then you guys can come help us with the repeal 1945. Again, hitting the governor on all fronts and not putting all of our eggs in one basket. So as the weeks went by, Restore Freedom had a monumental task. They were trying to get, like 500,000 signatures in 45 days, which is huge, right? And so at the end of June, just a couple weeks ago, June 30th came, they didn't have enough signatures, and so they extended it out to, I think, July 5th or July 6th. And at that time, we didn't know that they were going to extend again. We thought they were done. And that's why we've been sitting in the shadows, because we didn't want to have confusion with everybody, with all these multiple petitions. As everybody out there has been following us, we've always been trying to be transparent to not cause confusion, and we wanted to give them their shot to get this done. So we didn't want to come in there and say, hey, let's start to repeal 1945 in mid-June. We're like, you know what? Let's wait until they're done at the end of June, and then we'll get started, and we can hit this governor on all fronts. We had no idea that she was going to extend this thing out, which is fine. We still support it. But Michigan needs a win. Michigan needs a win. And she also made a comment on the video like the 1945, repealing the 1945 law wouldn't work. Number one, I'm not a lawyer. And I'm always going to tell you, when I don't know the answer to something, I'm going to look for the experts. And that's who we've been talking to ever since the beginning to see what we could do to get things done. Professor Wagner, some other constitutional lawyers that looked at everything, and they have advised us that this was our best shot to get something done right now, which we all need. And I think we all need this. We need to have something done. At least we can stop the bleeding, right? Now, there's other petitions out there like Restore Freedom that has a long-term goal, like we've always talked about. It's the Grand Slam. Rock and roll, let's do it. But I don't want to wait until 2022 to get this thing on a ballot, even if it gets on a ballot. And at that time, then the popular vote has to get it through. We don't even know what the popular vote will be at that time. And so what we can do right now is to repeal that 1945 law, to get it in front of legislators and stop the insanity and stop this madness. Because I do not want to live underneath this governor's rule anymore. I don't. And so I've always told you from the very beginning, I will be transparent and I will be truthful with everything that we do. Now, I'm not mad at anybody over there. I am hurt. I am disappointed because they're a whole heck of a lot better than what I saw last night on a video. She is a much better leader than that. I'm not mad at her. I still support her. I wanted to hit this governor on all fronts, but that's what transpired. And we didn't know that they were going to extend the Restore Freedom petition out again. So we sent that email thinking that their petition was done, and to get our volunteers back who was with us in the beginning that went over to help them. Now we want them back to start to repeal 1945. So let's roll. This is not a time to be divided. This is not the time. That is what the other side wants. So we have to come together. And I'm not going to get on here and bash. I'm not going to be getting on here and being negative. I'm going to support and continue to support, even when there's arrows being shot in my back from both sides. I'm going to continue to take all those arrows for all of you. And I will continue to do that until I do all the things that I told you that I was going to do, which I've come through every single time. And this is the last one. The 1945 law, which I talked about from the very beginning. Nothing has changed on my end. I've been very transparent from the beginning, and things will come up and things will be said. Hey, look, I got a thick skin. If people want to accuse me of all that, that's fine. But you all know me, and you know me since the beginning, and we've all been through a lot. So we will continue to trudge forward for all of you. We'll continue to fight. But that's exactly what happened. I wish somebody would have gave us a call instead of going on a Facebook Live and trying to divide us, because this is not a time for division. This is time for us to come together. Because guess what? We all have the same goal. We all have the same end game inside here, is to make sure this never happens again. And the one thing that we can do right now is to repeal that 1945 law. That is what the experts have told us from the beginning, the constitutional lawyers, Professor Wagner, right? I surround myself with smart people, especially when this guy is not a lawyer and I don't know the answers. So I will go and get those answers from everybody else and then make a decision. And that was the decision that the leadership of Stand Up Michigan has said and has done and will continue to do until we get it done. And so we're organized now. You can see the organization of it. And after the repeal 1945 law is done, guess what? If you want to jump back on the Restore Freedom, roll with it. Get it done. Let's get those signatures. Okay? We are all in this together, folks. We can't start shooting arrows in each other's backs. There's no reason for that. We have to work together as we move this thing forward. So I told you from the beginning, I'm going to live and breathe this thing over the next 60 to 90 days. And I will take every arrow in the back until this is done. And if what she said is true, I don't know. I don't know the answers, but I do know that we've been getting advised by constitutional lawyers and Professor Wagner from the very beginning, and they've all reassured us this is the best bet as of right now. So let's get the repeal 1945 law done, and then let's go after the next petition. That's the great thing about this movement, is it can evolve, right? Once the repeal 1945 law happens, then we're going to reevaluate and say, okay, what can we do next to make Michigan great, right? What can we do next to make America great? Because we will continue to always be truthful, accurate, and give you up-to-date information. And I will always be transparent throughout this entire process, even when there's arrows getting stuck in my back from our own side. I got to be honest with you. I didn't expect that. I wasn't. And I'm not hurt. I'm just like, wow, this is how it's going to be. And that's why I hate politics. I told you right from the beginning, I do not like politics because this is what happens. So I don't care how we get this done or what organization or what group gets this done. I'm going to support and get behind whatever movement, grassroots organization that will get all these things done so we can get back to our lives again. Because this guy wants to get back to his life. I'd like to be a doctor full time again and just serve my patients. That's my goal, folks. All right. So I just wanted to update you on what's going on so you guys all know that we have nothing to hide here. And that's exactly what transpired. And so the volunteers are with the Restore Freedom. If you want to stay there and keep rocking, God bless you. Do it. Roll with it. Get it done. But if you want to come over and help Stand Up Michigan over the next 60 to 90 days to get our repeal done and then go back, awesome. Or if you just want to start with us right now with the repeal 1945 and get these things done, my advice to all of you, sign them all. Sign them all. Let's do it. Let's unite together. Let's get this done. And let's show not only Michiganders, but America what we're about. Because we're tough. And we've been through a lot together. And it's not going to get easier. It's probably going to get a little harder here in the next couple months. But we're going to get through it together. And we'll continue to be the lantern in the darkness of today's challenges. And I told you from the beginning, it is getting lighter. That tunnel, that light at the end of the tunnel, it's there. Sometimes we make it set back, But every day as we go forward together, not in division, but together, that's how we can get things done and get them done efficiently, strategically, and effectively. Okay? So rock and roll. Have a great day. God bless you. God bless the state of Michigan. And God bless these United States. I'll talk to y'all soon.